What's up, guys? It is Ra from Movie Review Time, and I'm back with another worst to best video. Done quite a few of these. Definitely check them out on my channel, where I basically take a series and rank them worst to best. Just my opinion. So the series that I thought I would tackle next in this worst to best would be the Final Destination films. Currently, there are 5, starting with the first, Final Destination. Then you have Final Destination 2, You Can't Cheat Death Twice. Oops. Final Destination 3. The Final Destination. Not Final Destination 4, The Final Destination, aka Final Destination 4, Final Destination 5. So we go from Final Destination 3 to The Final Destination to Final Destination 5. Anyway, that is the last one there. So, for this video, I'm going to rank the Final Destination films worst to best. And it's really no surprise, my list. It really is no surprise. A lot of people will probably have something similar or close to my list. But like I said, it's just my opinion. So let's start with the worst of the movies in the Final Destination series. For me, coming in at number 5 is The Final Destination. I did not like this movie. I didn't care about any of the characters. I didn't care about any of the accidents that were going on. It's basically, each one of these films starts with this huge tragedy or this huge accident. Okay, the first one's a plane crash, second one is a highway crash, third one is a roller coaster, this one is a stadium collapse, or I want to say like a race car crash or an Indy car crash, and the stadium collapses on people. And the 5th movie is a bridge collapse. All of them were cool except this one. And what was terrible, the CGI was terrible. Like, this engine falls on this person, and the engine, it just like stops. Like, it looks so fake. You could tell it's CGI, and like the stadium starts to collapse with this concrete blocks and stuff. It's just terrible. The effects in the other movies look way better. Final Destination 5 had a lot of CG moments on the bridge and stuff, but that was meant to like jump out at you like 3D wise. But this movie is just bland. There's nothing really good I can say about this. There's this tow truck part that's okay, but all in all, I can't get into this movie. I really cannot. And they call it the Final Destination. I mean, obviously, they were probably just going to wrap things up. But I don't know. It's the 4th movie, and it's my least favorite. Coming in at number 4 for me is Final Destination 5, which has a bridge collapse in the beginning. It stars Emma, what's her name? Emma Bell, who was in Frozen, directed by Adam Green, which I really liked. And Miles Fisher is in this, Tony Todd as well, big surprise. Brian Tyler did the music, directed by Stephen Quayle. This movie was a step in the right direction coming off of this. It was a step in the right direction. Some people might actually have this higher on their list. But for me, it's not as good as the other movies. At least the first 3. I love the first 3 movies. But it's not bad at all. Would I rather watch this than the 4th movie? Of course. But yeah, there's a bridge collapse that happens. there's a lot of things that kind of, I don't really want to spoil anything, but there's things that happen that make you kind of understand the story about certain characters, what's going on with the very first movie. So there's some cool plot points. Some of the characters are really cool. Some of their stories. There's kind of a drama thing that happens at the end. But all in all, it was a step in the right direction, but not my favorite. Coming in at number 3 for me is Final Destination 3. This would actually be lower on a lot of people's list, because I know a lot of people don't like this film. I happen to love it because it involves a roller coaster accident, and I am a roller coaster nut. I love roller coasters. Cedar Point in Sandusky, Ohio, the best theme park in the world. The best roller coaster park in the world. I'm not shitting you. Sandusky, Ohio, Cedar Point. Definitely go to that park if you like roller coasters. If you don't know anything about it, some of the best roller coasters on the planet, honestly. I consider myself a roller coaster master because I'm not scared. I hold my hands up. When I first got on them, yeah, I was timid and I didn't do any of that stuff. But now I just throw I don't care how high it is. I won't even hang on. I'll just be like this. Me and my cousin Dan love coasters. I hope my boys get into coasters when they get older. But anyway, this movie really affected me because of the roller coaster accident. It made me think like, well shit, like this could really happen, you know. Being strapped in a roller coaster and the things that go over it come loose, and like you could fall out by going around the loop, and just certain things about it. I really liked it. Now the characters weren't as interesting, I want to say, as some of the other ones. But you got Mary Elizabeth Winstead, who was in 10 Cloverfield Lane, and you know, she's much younger here. But let's see, Ryan Merriman is in this. Directed by James Wong, and I thought he did a good job. There were a lot of cool, I want to say, accident scenes that happen. But the characters weren't as interesting as, let's say, the first 2 movies. The first 2 movies had great characters. But I do like the accidents that happen in this. The tanning bed scene, crazy. It's a crazy scene that, you know, when the accident actually happens, you start to think to yourself, okay, this is going a little bit over the top, but then at the same time, it works. These 2 girls burned to death in a tanning bed. It's a scene that you'd never really forget. Plus boobs. I mean, that's okay. From what I understand, the blonde girl, one of the girls that gets burned up, the blonde with the big boobs, because there's a small boob and big boob. The girl with the big boobs, the blonde, I think she was the little, from what I understand, she was the little girl in the beginning of Stephen King's It. The very, very first scene with the girl riding the bike, and she sees Pennywise through the sheets hanging outside, and he's like, "Hi," and then she smiles, and then he comes at her. I think that's her. I'm not 100% sure, but I can remember people saying that was actually her. So I don't know. You might want to correct me on that. But anyway, that is Final Destination 3 as my third favorite. Here we get into my second favorite, obviously, is Final Destination 2. And I like the characters better in this. David R. Ellis directed this. This has Ali Larter, who comes back from the first movie. Michael Lannis, A.J. Cook. Basically about a highway accident that happens. And what's cool is all these characters are on the road at the same time, and they focus on each of these cars and what's going on inside of the cars, and all these different personalities and characters coming together in this one accident that affects every single one of them. You know, they all cheat death, and basically death comes after them. All these accidents start happening. I always laugh at the kid who is in he's in his apartment, and he won the lottery, and he sits there and he what does he do? He throws a carton of, I think it was like Chinese food, or he throws a carton or something in the microwave and it catches fire. He takes his shirt off. He sticks his hand in the drain to try to get his I think it's his ring or something he dropped in there, and his watch gets stuck. And it's just stupid shit that happens. Like, he does some stupid things. And I don't know why he decides to take his shirt off while all this is going on. I mean, it's not like he's ripped up or anything. I don't know why he decided to take his shirt. Whatever. Anyway, pretty cool scenes. I do like the end scene. This kid gets, like, cut in half, or not cut in half, but he gets... There's a kid that gets cut in half, but I mean, there's a kid that blows up. That's pretty awesome. Yeah, this is definitely a cool movie. Definitely worth watching. My second favorite. And of course, that leaves me with my all-time favorite, and that is the first Final Destination. This is a film that you don't forget. With the plane crash, a lot of people have fear of flying. I certainly did when I first, you know, took a plane to, I don't remember where I was going. I think it was Colorado. We had to go to Denver Airport. I just remember being kind of freaked out. The takeoff was kind of freaky, and then the landing. When we were up in the air, it was okay. There was no turbulence, but what happens in this movie is cool because you get to feel like you're there. You're inside the plane where all this turbulence is going on. The part of the plane blows up and people get sucked out, and this fire comes and starts engulfing people, and it's like you're there. That was a really cool scene. That scene you'll never forget. James Wong directed this, as he did the third film, and it's just really, really cool scenes. Devon Sawa is in this, and he was in Idle Hands. That's what I remember him from. Ali Lard, of course, Kerr Smith, and Tony Todd, but you also got Sean William Scott. Stifler himself is in this, and he kind of acts like Stifler a little bit. But yeah, it's a really, really good film about cheating death. You know, these people get off the plane who were supposed to die. They get off the plane takes off, and those people die. And so basically they cheated death. So now death is after them with all these accidents that happen. But yeah, it's kind of a cool concept if you think about it. You cheat death and death comes after you. It's a unique way to create this horror film. Like, it's a really cool way, and you know, I always like the creative kills that happen in Friday the 13th movies, or any other kind of movie where the killer actually uses his environment to kill people. And I'm not talking about like torture. I'm talking about like doing creative things to kill people. Jason was the best at it. And this movie, I feel like the accidents that happen are really creative. It's like someone was sitting at a table saying, okay, this is what we're going to do. The drain is going to bust open and water is going to come out, and it's going to get all over the electrical wires, and then someone's going to step on the electrical wires. At the same time, it's going to cause an explosion, and then the knives are going to pop out of their cases, and the knife is going to stab someone in the throat. And, you know, certain things, like you could tell people were just brainstorming these ideas. So this one is my favorite, hands down, when it comes to Final Destination. One of my favorite movies too. One of my favorite horror films, definitely, Final Destination. So there you go. That is my ranking from worst to best for the Final Destination films. Quick recap. My least favorite, the Final Destination, or Final Destination 4. Then Final Destination 5 as number 4. Number 3, Final Destination 3. Number 2, Final Destination 2. And of course my favorite, number 1, Final Destination. What is your ranking of the Final Destination films? Worst to best, or even best to worst? Let me know in the comments, or do a video response if you want to. Not too many people do video response, and it's fine. But if you want to leave a comment down below, tell me your ranking. I'm just curious to see how many people have a list that's really close to mine. Because I know part 3 and part 4 would probably get shifted around. Maybe even part 5 would be higher on some people's lists. But, like I said, opinion is an opinion. So, yeah, those are the Final Destination films. I'm going to be doing more of these. I think about doing the Scream films, and you know, like even the Hatchet movies, and just a lot of these different series to rank them from worst to best. I hope you guys are enjoying these videos. And I always say, if you have an idea or a recommendation of a video that you want me to do, let me know in the comments. I do appreciate your ideas and your comments, and the fact that you subscribe, taking the time out of your day to watch my videos. It's very humbling, and I do appreciate it. So anyway, I'll be back with more of these videos, more list videos, more reviews, some vlogs coming up, stuff like that. So a lot of fun stuff. Alright guys, Rob signing off, and I'll see you guys in the next one.